I swear on my life, I saw the prince die. But I also saw him after. His mouth was full of dirt, his eyes were open, but he did not blink. He just stood there in the dark, watching me. Even now, when I close my eyes, I see him. And if I listen closely at night, I hear him calling my name. Let me tell you what happened. Prince Jaja was feared by all. Not because he was a warrior. Not because he was a leader. But because he had no mercy. He took whatever he wanted, land, cattle, wives. If a man owed him, the man's daughter would be taken as payment. If a farmer did not offer enough tribute, his crops would be burned. If anyone displeased him, they would not see the next sunrise. The king, his father, was old and weak. He could no longer control his son. Some say he was afraid of him. The people of our village prayed for the king to live as long as possible, because they knew the day Prince Jaja became king would be the day their suffering doubled. But the elders warned him. They told him that the spirits were watching. That the ancestors had seen his wickedness. That the land had rules, and if a man broke them for too long, the land would break him. He laughed in their faces. Then, one day, he went too far. There was a road leading out of the village that no one walked after dark. The elders called it the dead man's path. They said it belonged to the spirits. Long ago, a great betrayal had happened there. A chief had been murdered by his own brother, and his blood had sunk into the soil. Since then, it was said that anyone who disrespected the path would be taken by the spirits. Everyone followed the rule. Even the king. But not Prince Jaja. One night, he got drunk and made a bet with his men. He said he would ride his horse down the path at midnight, from one end to the other, and return without harm. Your spirits are nothing, he said. They are just stories for weak men. His men tried to stop him. Even the palace guards warned him. But he did not listen. He mounted his black horse and rode into the darkness, laughing. I was there that night. I was only a servant, but I followed with the other men, standing at the edge of the cursed path, waiting. At first, all we heard was the sound of his horse's hoofs. Then, the laughter stopped. Then, the hoofs stopped too. Silence. We called his name. Nothing. Then we heard it. A sound that still haunts me. It was not a scream. It was a choking, gurgling sound. Like someone trying to breathe with their throat full of mud. Then, footsteps. Slow, dragging footsteps. Something was coming back up the path. We held up our torches, waiting. My hands were shaking. And then we saw him. Prince Jaja was walking toward us, but something was wrong. His clothes were torn. His body was covered in dirt. His mouth was open, and thick, black soil spilled from his lips like he had been eating the ground. His eyes were wide, but he was not looking at us. He was looking at something behind us. And then, he dropped. Just like that. His body hit the ground, stiff like a dead tree. The bravest of us ran to him. I stood frozen as the elders arrived, chanting, praying, throwing white chalk around his body. But it was too late. Prince Jaja was dead. And that should have been the end of the story. But it wasn't. The prince walks at night. They buried him the next day. The king ordered a quick burial, no ceremony, no mourning. It was as if he wanted to pretend his son had never existed. But that night, the whisper started. At first, it was just the palace guards. They swore they heard footsteps outside the palace walls. Then the villagers said they saw someone standing at the edge of the dead man's path, watching them. The rumors spread. People said the prince was not resting. That the spirits had sent him back, but not as a man. Then, 3 nights after his burial, I saw him with my own eyes. I was walking home late from the market when I felt it, the heavy air, the stillness that comes before something terrible happens. Then, at the bend in the road, I saw him. Prince Jaja. Standing. Staring. His mouth was still full of dirt. His eyes were still empty. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. Then he spoke. Or maybe he didn't. Maybe it was the wind, or maybe it was something else. But I heard the words clear as day. I am not finished. I ran. I ran faster than I ever had in my life. The elders' warning. The next day, I went to the elders. I told them what I saw. I begged them to do something. They shook their heads. He is cursed, they said. He defied the spirits, and now he belongs to them. No man can save him. I asked if he would ever go away. The oldest elder looked at me with sad eyes. He will walk until he finds someone to take his place. I did not ask what that meant. I did not want to know. But from that day, I never walked alone at night. I never went near the dead man's path. And I never answered when I heard my name whispered in the wind. Many years have passed. The old king is dead. A new ruler sits on the throne. But some things do not change. Some nights, when the wind is just right, people still hear footsteps outside their windows. Some say they have seen a figure standing at the edge of the village. And some have gone missing. So if you ever come to my village and you hear someone whisper your name in the dark, do not answer. And whatever you do, do not follow the footsteps.